Hello, can you hear me? Oh, they hear me now. Okay, they got me. Now let's figure out everybody else. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Carplay Games. We are here with Achtung, Cthulhu. Everybody else, say something.
Something.
We have
Hello.
audio. Yay! Welcome back Tuesday nights. It's the second week for our special Winter of Fear preview. Big thanks to Modifius for reaching out to Garblag Games and asking us to preview the upcoming campaign Forest of Fear, which is set late World War II, in and around the Battle of the Bulge. So we are going to be doing 6 weeks of this. We've done week 1 so far. Modifius has been also very generous and given us prizes for every week. And I'll tell you this right now, the prizes escalate and get crazier and crazier every week. So we'll be giving away a prize sometime during the stream for everybody who's joining us live. And yeah, when this is done, we're going back to Achtung, Cthulhu, Shadows of Atlantis. So people who are looking for that, tuning in for that, it will be back, but it'll most likely be in the new year, seeing how this is going to take us almost to Christmas. So with that out of the way, let's get to the round table and have everybody introduce their characters. Remind everybody who you're playing. We're going to go in order of the overlay. So first up is Jonathan Morris.
Hello, I'm now Master Sergeant Jonathan Morris, just an old career soldier, been around in the dirt of all this for many years. The reports of my death were exaggerated. Powers that be decided to give me an experimental blood transfusion. Now, the others here are some of the best and brightest we've got around. I'm just a blunt instrument that blocks bullets with my face, and that's useful sometimes. Also, I have an adorable little marmot named Gregor. So smart, first in his class. We both miss our friend Pavel, but we're moving forward. It's okay.
It's okay.
Stop smoking, Gregor. Come on.
What word did he learn last time?
Marble.
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 Yes, well, speaking of marbles, Sergeant Roger Marple is next up. Tell us about Roger, please.
Not Sergeant. I play Roger Marple. And of course, you can call me Roger Marple. Where am I from? I am from the people. There has only ever been the people. There will for always be the people. From thence I came. The people hail from the northern parts of the Appalachians. My grandfather traveled, tasked, one may say, with starting the blessed people to bring back the nameless one. He broke from the starry something or other. I can't recall. He brought with him only a small metal box. I've been tasked by the people, I should say, to find the artifacts for, cultural, conservation. My tasks have taken me to many different places. I have been to the US, I've been to Canada, I've been to Iceland, I've been to England, and now we find ourselves in Germany. Once I chose to walk a different path, but was reminded that I must not stray from it. A heavy price was paid for my insolence. Very well.
Very well. Yeah, some people were connecting some dots last week with Roger. I can't wait to see when those dots are finally connected and what's going to happen. Major Harry Hammer is up next, and he was one of those individuals connecting some dots.
That's right. I'm Major Harry Hammer. I'm here to tell you, there's something about that Roger Marple. I know I've heard that name before. It's going to come to me, but we'll get back to Roger at some point. Me, I'm just a good old-fashioned engineer. Sure, some people call me a mechanical genius, a boffin. But me, I just like to get my hands in, tinker. I'm a husband, a father, a soldier. Until those bloody knocked wolf commandos decided to pull me back into the war, I was quite content to just reverse engineer their technology. But they busted me up pretty good, so I use some of that reverse engineered bioaugmentation. My team put me back together. Faster, stronger than I was before. Now my family are back in Massachusetts with Majestic, and I'm ready to cut loose and punch some Nazis.
Hell yeah. Next up is the leader of this outfit, Archibald Cottenham.
Yes. Lieutenant Colonel Sir Archibald Cottingham, veteran of the Great War, war to end all wars. That is what they said, at least, but they were wrong, as I told them they would be, and yet here we are again, with another great war. Will it be greater than the first Great War? Who knows? In 20 years, 30 years, perhaps, another war, the greatest war, might unfold, and if I am fortunate enough to be living, breathing, then I will return, as one does for glory, for king, for country. Not necessarily in that order. Yes, you see, I was knighted. No.
And then he'll go off and pontificate for about 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, you are a sir. I forgot that.
Yes, knighted by King George himself. Yes.
Indeed.
Oh,
And you'll
something.
never let anybody forget it.
Yes. No, never. I earned that, sir. Thank you.
And next up is a river bee in a long line of river bees.
Yes, I'm playing Lily Riverby. She is a British woman in like maybe her mid-20s. Looks like Kate Beckinsale. She's a little more rugged. She was in med school previously, but was having dreams after her brother went to the war, and she never heard from him, never got letters, never received anything, and it was kind of making her more and more curious. And being from a wealthy family, she decided to steal or take, whatever you want to say, borrow a lump sum and go searching for him at the war. And now she's been kind of a resistance fighter with Princess Peaches, her King Charles Cocker Spaniel.
Princess Peach. All right. So, what happened last week? We started this off. So, it is November 1944. You are in the Ardennes. You are there right now. It is believed that the Germans are no longer going to push this offensive. So the American troops, after taking heavy casualties, have been just kind of recuperating and hanging back. And things have just kind of been a mess here. So there's reports of German troops that are sneaking behind lines. They're wearing U.S. uniforms, which you encountered in last week. But you guys are sent by Strang on a mission to go out and meet up with a member of the local resistance, one Mr. Gaston Moreau. You were to meet with him near an old beech tree that was destroyed by a bolt of lightning. So on the way there, you did run into some American troops who turned out to be Germans in disguise. You end up killing them. And did you bury them in the snow? What did you do? You like stopped the bleeding. It was really weird, but very smart. River Bee. But you killed them. You met up with Gaston Moreau. He led you to a nearby town, a village of Ardais. There you were taken to the Black Boar Tavern, where you were given some cheese and wine, and you're kind of filled in on the situation of what's going on here. The Germans have been in the forest for a couple of years now. There's reports of people have gone missing. There's reports of experiments. The Noctwolf and Black Sun are working together, and you guys know that they are sworn enemies. They hate each other, so it's very unusual that the two factions are working together here in this region. And from there, you were taken to a small farm, Fer du Bois, or Ferme du Bois. I don't know how to pronounce farm in French, where his friend Marcel Babineau was also waiting for you. And yeah, that was session 1, I believe. Did I miss anything? That covers everything, doesn't it?
I think it pretty much covers it, yep.
Yes, the Blasted Oak, that was the name of it. So yeah, we'll pick up where we left off. You guys are at this farm, Ferme du Bois. You've been here for a few days. A few days, shortly after you arrived, Gaston Moreau said he needed to leave to take care of some business and left you with Mr. Babineau and said he would be back. He did tell you there is a radio on the premise, so you can reach out to Strang if need be, but it was also advised that any radio communications are being monitored, so you should keep them to a minimum and everything very vague that you send over there. So you do have a line to command out here. So we'll say that you've reported back that you've made your way here. You've been settled in. You were actually you were told you would be guarded by the force. You didn't need to be worried. You didn't need to worry that the Germans would find you. What happened? What happened, Roger Marple, with that? Tell me about that.
We talked to some woods. They gave him a little blood. They told us they'd watch our back. I came back, let everybody know. They didn't believe me. I went to bed.
That's right. But you were told that the lady of the forest was watching you, right?
Lady of the Meadow. Yeah.
The Lady of the Meadow, and no bad would come to you. No harm would come to you.
It was the Lady of the Glade.
Oh,
Lady of the Glade. Thank you. Good notes.
It's in my notes. Yes.
Excellent notes.
Sir Archibald takes unrivaled notes.
The Lady of the Glade. Because you were told of these druids that live in these woods. And you were a little worried about them because you did see some weird tracks on the way out here. The Arduri is their name. So you know that they are in this area, and you have some assumptions that maybe Mr. Moreau has some ties to them. You're kind of trying to figure that out as well. But Gaston has taken off. He has said he will be back in a few days, and to make yourselves at home. And Mr. Babineau has been looking after you. Is there anything in particular in the downtime that you would want to do or prepare? You don't really have any weapons here. That you're told there are civilian clothes here for you, winter clothes as well. And there are a few weapons, but it's nothing outside of what you're already given. It's all British issued rifles and pistols.
I would have woken with the morning sun and gone outside. Dug a wee hole into the ground, put a little bit of food and a little bit of water, spat into it, covered it up, said a couple of things, and gone back inside.
Okay.
And Harry would have been standing at the door watching Roger do this the entire time, thinking to himself, there's something about this Roger guy. I don't know what it is, but he definitely gets my hackles up.
Roger, who's this Roger? You talking about Maple?
Yeah. Raj Maple.
Yes. Very strange one that always wanting dirt. Confusing.
I'm used to arcanists, and occultists. Like my brother-in-law and my wife, they're both into the hoodoo. Pavel, he could do some amazing things. And my wife is no slouch either, but there's something else about this Roger. It's not the magic that gets under my skin. There's something else about him. It's just tickling the back of my head.
Yes. Liability, you think?
Oh, no. Well, I don't know. Could be. Hard to say, Lieutenant Colonel. But I got assigned to the team for a reason, so I suppose we got to give him the benefit of a doubt.
For now, but I trust your judgment, Major Hammer. You think he needs to be cut out of the team? We have to move in different directions, then so be it.
It's not a problem, sir. Mission first.
Poor Roger.
We'll have to find a backup somewhere. Perhaps that Marmont seems very capable.
First in his class.
I believe it.
We're going to see some PvP in this campaign. All right, so after a few days' time, Gaston does return, and he brings with him, this time he is he's riding a horse back, and it is dragging behind him a sleigh with some crates on it, which he goes and takes out to the barn and stores them in there before he comes back in here, puts the horse in the barn, a stable as well, and comes back. And he requests that all of you gather at the table as he's got some information and some leads that he'd like you to look into.
I'll send Peaches out to go bark at anybody while we're out here or looking at the stuff.
He goes, I have some intel that the Black Sun are pulling out of Outpost 13, which is a remote archaeological site on the fringes of the forest, not too far from here. My people say there's skeleton force, and we should get in there and see what they've been up to.
Well, Gaston, that sounds like a pretty good plan to me. Do you know what disposition of the troops are that are left behind? And do we have confirmation that the actual main force of their troops have actually pulled off and aren't simply trying to lay an ambush for likely resistance fighters who may see this as an opportunity?
What my people have told me, it is pretty bare. They've been trucking everything out of there, and there's maybe 20 men that are currently left at the site. It was supported by Black Sun and Knocked Wolf for quite some time, but they seem to be just abandoning the site. Men have been trucked out. Crates and crates of whatever they've been digging up underground have also been leaving, and I'm told that the last one will be leaving later today.
What do you think, Lieutenant Colonel?
Are we aware of what it is that they're digging out of the ground? Do you have any information?
We do not know. They use some strange machines that the Knocked Wolf have designed, and they plowed and bulldozed and cleared the forest and everything around there and dug up mounds of massive mounds of dirt, and they reinforced with concrete this opening that they dug into the ground. And there's all sorts of strange symbols around this reinforcement. We don't know what it is, but it is obviously of importance to them. Again, the Knocked Wolf and the Black Sun have been working together. It's a Black Sun site. They seem to be operating, but the Knocked Wolf helped them get it up and operational.
Symbols, you say, of the occult variety?
I would assume so. I do not recognize them.
I mean, Mr. Marple will be of use.
I'm going to say it's
what
50.
they mean.
Marple, yes. Do you have examples of these? Anything that I can
I have
look at?
not seen them myself. You would have to go see them with your own eyes. All I can report back is numbers are dwindling. I am told there's maybe one commander left on site. Most of Black Sun troops have left, and you should just be, like I said, maybe 20 infantry at most.
Under these
Morris.
current conditions, how long is it going to take us to get there?
Oh, it should take you about 5-6 hours to get there on foot. There are roads, but they were made by the Germans themselves. They're pretty pockmarked, and especially now in the winter, nothing but potholes, and not very easy to traverse. Also, they've cleared the forest surrounding this archaeological site, so there's a good 10 yards of nothing between where the forest ends and where the fence around this site begins. So it might be a little difficult to get in there.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to take the roads anyway. Too much of an opportunity to be spotted.
Ask the sergeant. Do you have something to add?
I mean, not to be like a negative Nancy or anything, I'm going to say from previous experiences of going to these people's dig sites, it's probably 50-50. We're going to find some bodies that are all messed up and twisted, may or may not be monstrous. Maybe even part of why they're leaving is there's stuff there that they don't feel like messing with anymore. So I'm going to say like the 10 or 20 people that might be there might be the least of our problems.
Wisdom from you. Not have expected it. I'm happy to hear it.
I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Sergeant Morris is right. We did, under Operation Vanguard, we ran across some interesting things in one of these dig sites, but I still think it's a great opportunity. Miss Riverby, do you think you could provide recon and get us there unseen?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah,
Well
find
said.
out what is
Well
going on
spoken.
and get any information or intel you can, and we go from there. Sorry, I had a visitor here at my door say daddy. Distract me. I apologize. Yes, we go from there. Come back, report anything, get any information or intel that you can, find out what they're digging up, perhaps get samples of it and bring it back here, and it could further what is going on in the region.
Lieutenant Colonel, do you got any words before we head out?
I do not. You are all professionals of the highest order. I will not insult you by micromanaging your affairs. But as visions, we have a long hike in front of us. Marple, are you going to be able to handle this? I heard you sneezing. You will. Say so now.
Blasted horses. They're awful. Might I have a few moments before we go? Master Sergeant Morris, am I able to borrow your marmot? Are they any good at catching mice per se?
I mean, hey, buddy, do you feel like chasing some mice? It's not really something we normally do.
Roger will reach into, like his pack and grab a couple of smokes and offer it to him.
Oh, God, come on. I'm trying to get him to quit. All of you should be ashamed of yourselves.
I haven't done anything to the marmot.
Thank you, Lily. You're delightful and a wonderful person, and your princess is just obviously great, well trained and well taken care of.
Mm-hmm. No mistakes, no smoking, no drinking.
A horrible parent.
You think you would ask the dog for mice catching and not a marmot that probably runs 1 mile an hour? Especially this one with the black lung.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he can't do it, then I'll ask your dog. Your uncle.
Sure.
Hank.
Can I do either insight or first aid on Marple's sneezing to see if they're even real sneezes?
Sure.
Or if like this,
you're gonna have to ask.
like,
you're gonna have to ask Megan if these are real sneezes. But yes, you can roll, insight, observation.
Okay.
I love that.
2 successes. I'm gonna say, yeah, Riverby passed. So, Roger, are you sneezing for real? Are you faking? What's going on here? You have, or he's reading you, like he's picking up. So, are they real or fake?
So they're totally real. Like you can slowly see like the eyes starting to go red.
But a horse allergy?
Yeah, totally.
Gaston, what's in the crates? Is that the gear you said you were bringing?
Oh, that reminds me. I've got some presents for you that were given from command. And he said, "Come outside, River B and Morris. I have something for each of you."
Okay.
He takes you up to the barn and he hauls out one of the crates and he cracks it open. And in there is this beautiful rifle. And he picks it up and he hands it to you. He goes, "This is the experimental Beowulf Monster Slayer MK1 sniper rifle. They said to pass it along to you. Now it fires silently, and it does not use any ammunition, but it is very slow to fire. But it makes no noise, and there's no muzzle flash when you shoot.
Ooh.
And it has extremely long range."
Well, generous gift, I must say.
Oh, and very slow to reload. So make sure you have your shot lined up and you don't have enemy on top of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Morris, he goes, "Oh, this one's special for you. And he cracks open another crate, and inside is your blue flambange. What was it?
Oh, the
Flamboyant?
yeah.
That's it. He goes,
Oh, are you kidding? This is like Christmas. Is this what I think it is?
Sword?
he's, I do not know. They said it's special for you and that you would recognize it.
Harry looks over and he's like, Sergeant Morris, just remember, make sure you're far down range if you pull that thing out.
I got you. I understand. Look, I'm a responsible grown man. I know not to play with this toy unless I absolutely need to. I will also say I really want to hustle to this place as soon as possible. I'm so excited.
Let's move out and draw fire then, troops. Miss Riverby, you're on point.
Yes, I will be far clear from the responsible marmot smoking carrier.
Yeah. And I will say, this thing is great, chopping up supernatural things. It does sometimes, if you pull it, it kind of makes you sometimes maybe it's good to stay out of reach. I'll try not to use it unless I need to.
Turns him into an absolute madman, kills everything in sight, including friends and foes alike. But he gets snapped out of it. He's fine. Sergeant Morris is a hard-charging soldier. If anybody can handle it, it's him.
How does one snap him out of this rage?
Knock him unconscious, take the sword away from him.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, yeah,
It's never
carry
happened
on.
yet. Usually I just kill everything until I'm tired.
That's true, too. Best to just stay away from him and let him, work out his aggression.
How very American.
Thank you.
Hoo-ah, airborne. Lieutenant Colonel.
Very American. That's true. Okay, let us set out on our journey to Outpost 13 in the cold snow. Are you guys wearing? Do you want to wear your uniforms? Do you want to wear civilian clothes? How do you want to approach this?
Go in cities.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Lily always wears civilian stuff. She doesn't have a uniform, so.
I'm just your typical civilian with a sword and shield.
But Harry does have his flak vest under his coat and does keep his Noctwolf mask with him so he can put it on if need be for the telescopic abilities and night vision.
Gotcha.
Marple, are you finished? Are you ready? Marple, Maple, Marple.
So did Gregor give me a mouse? Yes. Did you go and give it to me? Was he
Of
truthful?
course. As is first in his class, so I hear. Yes.
Because I can just give me about 10 15 minutes. So I'm
going to eat that thing. We have rations.
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna read its entrails, you fool. And he's
I
strong.
beg your pardon.
Maria, you're gonna take, gonna use fortune point to create a truth that I can, by sacrificing small mammals to the forest gods, they will grant me limited correspondence. So I go out there and eyes roll back and I take my blade from my belt and I slit this poor mouse who's like wiggling in my arms from chin to tail and display his like quivering body as it bleeds across my hands, and I take out his entrails and like smear them across a tree and speak in what would appear to be gibberish, asking or giving this gift to the forest to allow some limited correspondence in our scary journey ahead.
Okay.
Sergeant Morris, do you ever see Pavel eviscerate small furry animals to do his magic? Because this maple guy is beginning to concern me a little bit.
I mean, I'm starting to think maybe Pavel was like the exception. I haven't really met many people. Okay, I've known two people that did weird stuff that didn't, actually, no, that's not true. My other friend that I knew that did it, he usually had a lot of blood around him, but not to learn how to do it. He just squished people into little balls of meat. That's never mind. It's not that weird to me. No, it's just most magic is terrible from what I've seen.
All right. Well, Sergeant Morris, obviously you're Roger Marple's protection.
I mean, we need them probably. So, yeah, you're right. I got it.
Make sure you stay nice and close, especially when you draw that weapon. Onward. Tally-ho something.
Tally-ho something. All right, so you guys set on out for your mission. We're going to say that is pretty uneventful on your way there. We're not going to make you roll to get there. You guys traverse through the forests. It's cold. It's freezing. You get turned around a few times, but you don't encounter any enemies or friendlies along the way. You stick to the forests. You avoid the roads. What roads there are. There's a lot of makeshift roads out here in the forest that have been set up. Some of them are covered in snow and have not been used for what appears to be months, maybe longer, and others have fresh tracks on them. The ones with the fresh tracks seem to be heading in the direction that you're going. But after some time, you do make your way, and as you're making your way through the forest, you can see up ahead a clearing. And you can make out in that clearing, there seems to be some buildings, a few buildings. There's a watchtower. There is barbed wire that's been just kind of like bunched up, like brambles of barbed wire all the way around this site from what you can see. Bales of it. I'll show you guys a map of what you're looking at, and you can get an idea here. So you're going to be on the perimeter somewhere in this forest. So what you're looking at is number 1 on that map is the bundles of barbed wire. 4, you can see some huts that have been made. Looks like they're made of corrugated steel and have been painted with camouflage. 3 on that map is a smaller building. And you can hear even though you're like I said, you're about 10 yards out, you can hear the sound of a generator humming somewhere in that direction. You can see that there are power lines, like almost like telephone lines, leading from that building. That's number 3, down the middle of the camp, and then down into what appears to be this excavation site that that Gaston was telling you about.
So
Do
we're
we
just
see
like on
any-
one of the edges.
Yeah, you're on one of the edges. We'll say you're on the south. So you've got that road leading in. You're on the south. There's bundled up barbed wire all the way around. You're going to have to probably cut it to get through it. It's wide open in every direction. We can make some rolls if you want to observe and see activity that's happening right now in the camp.
Yeah, I want to specifically look for like the patrol pattern.
Sure. So go ahead and make me insight observation site. Difficulty of 1. Right now, watching, like looking at it, there's like no activity. You don't see people moving around. You don't see really any soldiers. Like it seems empty to you right now. Oh, wow. Okay. Are we giving me threat or are we doing a complication?
Threat.
Threat. All you need is 1 success. To give yourself the momentum because you did get a critical success also, though. You see from here, there are 2 soldiers sitting at the guard tower at the front entrance. So that's number 6 on the map. It looks like they're sitting there. You're looking through your sniper rifle scope, we'll say. They're sitting there. They've got a little kind of table set up that they've pulled out of one of the other buildings, you can assume, and they're just sitting there playing cards and really not watching the road or paying attention to anything going around them. You scan with the scope around the camp as well. You don't see any activity, but you can see when you look towards the hole leading into the ground that those telephone wires are leading down into, you can see some like light shining from down within that excavation site or hole. But other than the 2 guards at the gate, you see nobody moving at all.
Well, only 2 at the gate, but they're probably all digging or in the barracks.
Well, if we want to do this quiet, we could try to approach from the northeast, cut the barbed wire there, and drop down into the excavation site, possibly unobserved.
I agree. I mean, if Ruby was here, she would say just walk up to the front gate, but she's not. So,
Ruby,
sneaky.
she was tough. She always managed to find a way to make it work too. I miss Lieutenant McKay.
Me too.
Sorry, this lieutenant sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
She was a hard-charging, badass lieutenant with a thumb knife that never stopped. She couldn't sneak worth a damn, but she could kill like a pro.
One
Is this
time,
really
she
the
dressed up
time
my
for
shield
stories?
like a
Really,
baby.
really, we are supposed to be invading the camp, and you just want to sit
Americans.
here and talk about some random person.
You're right.
Americans, so nostalgic. So focus here. We're on mission.
Good point. Good. Sorry,
Supposed to be
Lieutenant
saving the
Colonel.
world or something.
Let's move around. Let's move around, and we'll engage from the northeast corner.
Northeast. All right, so you can move through this forest, no problem. The guards are obviously not paying attention to anything that the 2 or the 5 of you, are doing. So you all want to shift up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
go like more towards the east, and I want to try and wait for like a moment where one of the guards like goes to pee or something, and then
So
my silent sniper rifle,
I
I want to
see.
try and shoot one of the guards that's left the table, and then deal with the other guy at the
Okay.
table.
Okay. And it just in regards to the barbed wire, you looking at it, you're gonna need wire cutters to get through it.
It's okay. I've got a demolitions and a mechanics kit, so I think I'm
Oh God.
well set for it. So Harry would Sergeant Morris, cover me. We'll head up to the wire. I'll make us a hole, and we'll get through.
Also have burglar's tools as well, in case they're necessary. Don't ask why I would have it. It's not for you to know.
Not a
Because
question
you
I
stopped
plan
the
on asking,
burglar,
sir.
I assume.
Yes, Mr. Morris. Excellent.
True
Well
gentleman.
I did.
That makes 0 sense, Mr. Morris.
I don't ask questions. I just make up excuses to move forward.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna roll
I'm
here.
gonna stay over here away.
Okay,
from...
I'm gonna roll here. So this is a roll of how long it's gonna take for one of them to get up. Just gonna roll randomly. I roll d4. This is gonna be hours. It's gonna be 3 hours. You're gonna sit there watching and waiting for one of them gets up to go take a leak. Do you want to sit there and wait, and everybody else is just kind of gonna be waiting as well
They can do
for this
whatever they
opening, or what does
want.
everybody else want to do? So, because if this is what Liberty wants to do, it's gonna be 3 hours before one of them just gets up, walks away, stretches their legs, takes a leak, whatever, walks away from that site, whatever that looks like.
What time of day is it?
Took you 6 hours to get there. You left first thing in the morning, so it is. Well, we'll say you guys left at 9 a.m. 9.
What's the
So
time?
you have 4 o'clock. It is winter. The sun is going to be going down earlier rather than later. So the sun will probably be going down in another hour, if not
Perhaps.
Already.
Perhaps we should wait for the cover of night then.
Yeah,
since
I think that's a good idea. Wait
reasonable.
for the 3 hours.
It would give. Yes.
Take a few minutes, get some food in us, let Roger kill some more animals, and then we move out at 7.
Has a taste for rodents, I believe.
Is a marmot a rodent?
I don't own the marmot, so I do not know.
Oh, he's not a mom. He's not a rodent. He's a marmot.
Okay, I'm just telling you to be careful. Raji seems to be a little unhinged.
Oh,
Unhinged, no. Flabbergasted, estranged, different, smart, intelligent, yes, but not unread. I'm gonna have a conversation with the forest.
My point exactly.
A conversation with the forest.
So I'm going to utilize my truth that I just made, and just ask.
Did you spend the 2 momentum?
I spent a fortune point.
Oh wow. Okay.
Absolutely. So what I'll do is I'll similar to what I did the night before is I'll dig a hole into the ground until I get to the earth, and do a little pinprick on my thumb and put the blood into the ground, cover it back up, and again ask the force in a whispered voice, what are are there any hidden dangers here? Do we need to fear anything? Is there anything you can do to assist us?
So is this a spell?
Nope. This is I'll just roll my occultism, and the insight and
Is this a talent you have?
yes. So once per scene, I can ask the GM a question.
And what is it? A yes or no answer? What is it that I have to give you?
It's oh shit, what is it? It's
A maybe.
questions, right?
Perhaps.
Yeah, so what we'll do here is we'll just do a yes or no, similar to what the forest gave me the last time. Very short answers, nothing too detailed. Well, whatever a forest would say, Matt.
What what is the name of the talent?
So it is
Bizarre insight.
Bizarre insight. Jeez, you're fast. I give you a threat too, by the way. But do I if it's talent? Yes, let's do it. I'll give you a threat too.
I'm just trying to look it up because I want to see how much I can or can't give you based off of this. What's it? I'm not seeing. There we go.
It's just to obtain information. So basically, it's just to answer a question based on what.
So your mind shows you glimpses of something you couldn't otherwise know. Once per scene, you may generate one threat to obtain information. So I don't need to tell you anything. You'll see a vision without passing a skill test. Okay, so I don't need to necessarily tell you anything. Okay, all right, I understand.
There you go. And I'll utilize it in this fashion where I do this whole ritual and whatnot, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the threat and I'll take your fortune. So you sit there, you dig a hole, you prick your finger with your knife, and you dip the blood into the earth, and you ask, and all of a sudden there's a flash in your mind, and you have a vision of this creature it's like a blob circular. It doesn't seem to keep a shape. It's round and it's grotesque. It's like purplish gray color. It's got eyeballs protruding out all over, but the eyeballs will sometimes turn into tentacles, and tentacles will turn into eyes, and it doesn't seem to have like a set form. It's almost fluid. It's always moving, and you see this thing, and it's otherworldly, and it kind of shocks you. And I'm going to need you to make me a fear test based off of seeing this thing, because you've never known anything like it.
So how do I do a fear test?
Will resilience?
Yeah.
Will resilience.
Will resilience.
I got this. Pretty certain. Complication. No.
Nice. 2 successes.
2 successes. You're fine because it was at a +2. So you're just kind of thrown off. You've never seen anything like this before. Nothing on Earth, and it terrifies you. But this is the vision that you're given.
I'll go back and I'll go to the lieutenant colonel. Sir, the forest has told me there is a god in that hole. We must be aware. We must be prepared.
Is it a malevolent god?
So I'm coming to you. I'm shaking. I'm upset. Do you think it's a malevolent god?
How would I know?
It
You were
is
the one who
cold.
spoke to the forest, not I.
Anyway, I think we should proceed with caution. Is all.
We were going to go in guns blazing, of course.
I'm just saying there may not be like actual human danger here, but it's still a very, very risky, very, very frightening task we have ahead of us.
Well, we warned not to release this god. No.
Well, I mean, I didn't say that. I just said we just had to proceed with caution is all. I mean, who knows?
And that's great, and the forest clearly speaks to you. You're amazing conduit of all sorts of cool things. Did it give you any idea of like the nature of what's going to be in there?
And I'll go into this big long explanation of what I saw. It was this gigantic gelatinous mass of ever-changing mass of tentacles and eyeballs and arms. It was fascinating and ferocious and scary all at the same time.
Okay.
Well, Sergeant Morris, looks like you may be pulling that sword faster than we thought. It's a good day to be a soldier.
Yeah.
Curious that Knocked Wolf would abandon the outpost then. If something of such power was deep in this hole, wouldn't they want to find a way to harness its powers in some fashion? Yet they're leaving.
Maybe they already failed.
Perhaps. Very.
Wait, you're
Very
not even over there,
curious.
Lily. You're by yourself in the east.
It was
we
Peaches
We are British.
communicating.
We communicate telepathically with one another. I can smell how perturbed
It's
she
the
is.
British connection we have.
Yes.
The British connection. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're sitting there. You're still waiting the 3 hours, Lily. This took maybe 20, 30 minutes, this exchange. As you're sitting there and you're kind of piecing this together and trying to figure out what's going on down there, all of a sudden you can hear the sound of an engine, a vehicle's engine, rumbling from the south. You look and you can see there's an Opel Blitz, a German Opel Blitz truck making its way down this bumpy road. It's hitting like every pothole and slowly making its way towards the outpost, it appears. It's still quite a ways out, like it's still in the trees, but you can hear the engine from here. And because it is getting dark, the brights are on, the headlights are on, and they're lighting up the area.
Lieutenant Colonel, should we move now, or do you want to hold our position?
How far away is this? Is it clear that the fort would have seen this vehicle at its distance?
Yes. You're up in the northeast, so if you can see it, the guys at the outpost can see it.
Yes. Well, that arrival will cause various distractions. Perhaps we can move while it comes. Use their arrival as a way to more surreptitiously enter the camp.
Yes, sir.
I forgot our winter sounds. Yeah, so this thing rolls up, nailing every pothole along the way. It eventually gets to the gate. They wait. One of the guards gets up from his card game, comes over, walks over to the door. It looks like he's checking his papers of the truck, opens the arm, waves them in. Soon as the truck enters the camp, it starts driving down the winding path that's been made towards that excavation hole in the ground and seems to drive down and straight underground to whatever's going on down there.
If they try to pull that thing out, we may lose our chance to stop whatever's going on here.
I thought we were going as they were entering the camp.
Sure. Do you want to
Awful.
rewind here? So you get to the...
Well, I think that's what Cottingham says. Like using the truck arrival as like their focus at the gate, and now we can sort of come in the side or something like that.
Sure.
So Major Hammer would move up to the barbed wire and cut his way through. Thinking combat engineering coordination?
Yes. So one moment.
My best skills, best stats. I was thinking, what do you think about that, GM?
Well, I mean, it's an engineering thing. It's a combat engineering thing.
Agility athletics to make it up there undetected. Normally, this would be a difficulty 2. Because they are distracted by the truck right now and you're using it as cover, I'll make it a difficulty 1.
Okay.
And
Wow.
reason engineering to cut the wire.
Okay. Do we actually have 3 momentum?
Yes,
I believe you do, yeah.
I made it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
I
use
made
one
it.
of them to
I made it.
roll 3 dice? Because my agility and athletics is not super strong.
Sure. Go for it.
But I'll give you a threat.
Ooh, threat.
I want
Okay.
us to get in. I want us to get in the camp before we die.
Before you give me a complication. Okay. So yeah, you got it. All you need was the 1 success. I'll take the 2 threat,
Oh, wait, you smell it.
and
Okay.
then go ahead and make the next roll.
Now,
Listen,
since I'm
reason
using
engineering.
one of my kits, the difficulty drops by 1.
Okay.
And I will use 1 charge out of the kit to give myself an extra die for free.
And you're
Taking
blowing
it
it up,
down
or
to-
how are you getting through? Sorry.
Using the engineering's kit to cut through it
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
then
Yep.
and then pull it back to the side. 3 successes. How many die they need?
Sure. So you sneak up there through the snow. They're distracted by the truck. You get up there and you start cutting and opening in this barbed wire, and you kind of push it aside. You know, you're using your coat not to get to push it and not touch it with your hands and all that and get cut. And you make a small enough gap in there that everybody could filter their way through and into this camp. Because you're on the northeast corner, you'd be behind these massive mounds of dirt that have been built up and accumulated from digging the hole in the ground into this excavation site. That's number 8 on the map. These huge, massive mounds of dirt that you'll have as cover. So you're in, and if
I
everybody
signal,
else wants to make their way, they can also make me an agility athletics test.
Could you reshare that map, please? I accidentally
Yes, let me read.
I too accidentally clicked.
Alright, give me 1 minute here.
Seems like you can't find it once you exit.
Athletics, agility, you say. Reason, tactics wouldn't apply.
Yeah, that's it. Reason tactics.
I love rolling athletics.
Athletics,
will-
agility. We said.
I will use a momentum, of course.
You've got enough of them. You may
Yeah,
as
so
well.
Jeremy gave us back to 6.
That's what I do. I'm a giver.
So can I
Ooh.
just roll 1 dice? Like take a momentum and just roll 1 dice and pretend I used it when I rolled the first time?
All right.
I'm using Jeff's momentum that he just earned.
Yes. The
you can always
old
spend
man's
another
got
point of
some
fortune to
moves.
reroll.
You could spend another fortune.
I'll spend a.
Oh, Lily. So I guess Lily's given up her post where she was going to sit there and snipe them and going in, and Lily instantly gets seen.
There's a very funny joke here that the 2 Brits here have a cumulative athletics of 7. That's probably not very good. The joke here on Garbage Games. You're watching this later, Pete. Haha.
Shit.
You can do fortune to reroll, is that what you said?
Yeah,
you
you can
can-
use 1 fortune to reroll.
Yes.
Oh,
As many
I-
dice as you want.
I guess I have to, so we all succeed.
Did Roger succeed? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
All right, I'll spend mine so I can reroll all 3.
Yep.
Reroll 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Barely. Jeez, Louise.
All right. So everybody starts slowly making their way through the snow. Some of you are, down on your belly and you're making your way across. Lily, you kind of step up out of the forest and start to converge to the others, and someone darts and looks over in your direction. They turn and look over in your direction. You dart back into the forest and you avoid their gaze. But you all eventually make it into the outpost or into the compound. You're now behind these massive, say like 12-foot tall mounds of dirt on the backside of the hole leading down into this excavation site. Again, there's these telephone poles or wires leading straight down from that one little shack into this excavation site as well. You can see some lights now that it's dark, shining from down there. Even at this distance, you can hear voices. They sound quite distant, but you can hear voices coming from down within this hole in the ground. Peaches.
Are we now seeing the truck drive its way down towards?
Yeah, so we'll say like you guys have made your way around down in there, and this thing is now starting to like see how there's like a winding path as it descends and leads down to the actual opening. It's driving its way slowly around the winding path to go down into the hole.
Lieutenant Colonel, this may actually give us an opportunity. If we follow in behind that truck, eliminate the opposition, we may be able to use the truck to take out anything they were going to take out, dressed as Germans ourselves, and just drive that thing out of here if we don't kill it.
Yes, this is an excellent plan. I am glad that you shared it with us. We will do that. Yes.
So,
It's the problem with Jeff's not a military. I don't know shit, I teach English for a living.
yes, sounds good.
Yes. I'm glad I thought of it. Yes.
Okay, so you just want to kind of like shadow this truck down into the hole.
Yep. Once it starts to go into the interior, into 7, we drop down behind it on either side of the entrance, move in, filing in along the sides, eliminate, hopefully quietly, any opposition we find, take the truck, take whatever else is in here, blow it up on the way out.
Speak to this
Whatever,
god of Mr. Marples.
Hopefully, if you don't kill it first, I suppose.
Kill a god. No. I don't think even we could do that.
Demigod, for sure, but not a god.
So,
I mean, you gotta try.
That's a good old-fashioned American gumption there. That's right, Sergeant Morris. We'll give it a shot.
All right, so you're following this truck down. They don't notice you. They're driving forward. From what you saw as it was going around, it looks like there is a driver and a passenger. And as the back is open, like there's flaps, it appears to be empty. So you're assuming they're probably loading this thing up with whatever's in there. You did get intel that trucks were taking something or things out of here, crates and crates of things. So you're assuming this is another one of those trucks here to load up and get whatever's down there out of here. So you're following down, and this thing's rumbling. It's going really slow. It's slippery. It's all mud. It's kind of iced over at this point. And as it gets to the mouth of the cave, this is where you see that it's reinforced with this like concrete around it, and there's these strange symbols squiggled into the concrete, like someone purposely put them in there, like Gaston had passed onto you. And the truck begins to rumble down into this cavern or cave that's been dug. It's a very steep path down. These telephone wires continue to run all the way down into it. As far as you can see, there's lights intermittently. And it starts to go. How do you want to approach this? You just want to follow behind it, or what do you want to do?
Follow behind, or if we're feeling brave, you got a little bit of a slope down the slides. I mean, it gets us a little dirty, but it's kind of fun. It's fast. We just come in hard from the side.
Yeah, and then stick to the sides of the tunnels, trying to use the sound of the truck to mask our own movements as we just slowly leapfrog position, left and right, going up the side of the cavern.
Yeah, so Lily is not training a cult, but you say there's scribbles, so she would like to roll linguistics to see if it is a language she may recognize or understand.
You can roll it. That's fine.
Okay, is it reason, insight? Probably reason.
It is... Yeah, reason, academia.
Yeah. Man, I am
I'll
all over.
I will take
have
that.
some threat.
Are you giving me
Make it a
threat?
complication. The
you
grammar
can have
police
some
can come out.
Well, I'm gonna spend some of my threat. Create a
Actually,
complication. So you're sitting there and
no
you're
comma.
studying this, and you're trying to figure it out as you're walking up, and everybody's kind of trailing behind it. And as the truck descends into the cave from the outside into the inside, There's two German soldiers standing there. One smoking a cigarette near the entrance, just at the opening of the cave, and another one standing next to him. And I'm going to say they notice you. I'm spending threat to create my own complication. They notice you, Lily, as you're looking at this thing, observing it, trying to figure it out. And they shout out, "Hey, who's that?"
In English?
No, in German. But I know there are characters that speak German in this. "Who are you? What are you doing here? Who's that woman?" And you're in civilian clothes. You're not in a uniform, right? So
There's only two of them.
there's two of them.
Harry gives Sergeant Morris the nod, and Harry will pull out his combat knife and run it into one of these gentlemen's throats.
So you're going to run at them? So they're just on
Yep.
the inside of the entrance. The truck is rumbling by, and these guys have noticed you. So you're just going to rush and run at them and try to stab one of them in the throat?
Lily's playing dumb. Like she doesn't understand. Like she's still just looking at the scribbles like she can't hear them or something.
Okay. Yeah, roll it.
I once again will take a point of momentum if that's okay. To get an extra die. 6 successes.
Holy crap. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you succeed.
I get a feeling Harry's going to show me up.
Well,
here.
he gets to roll if you want him to, unless I surprised him to see if he fends it off. But he has to beat 6 successes.
I'll be going for the other guy. I only got 3. I mean, Harry's just so full of fire.
All right. So you both well, okay, you guys run at the same time. So you both hit. How do you get 6
I will,
successes? Holy crap.
I got 3 crits.
I know. I'm looking at it going like, how did you roll that?
I don't know.
Okay, so both of you
Gods want
attack.
this
You're
guy
both
to
successful.
die.
These are just standard German infantry. There's nothing special. These aren't Black Sun. These aren't Noctwolf. They don't have the armbands with the paw or the orb on it.
Since we're already at 6 momentum, I will just use my extra successes on damage.
Same.
Shocker.
And I'll just use the shield for now.
10 damage
14 because it's vicious.
with a knife.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you run up, charge up, and slit the throat on the one who's just like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" You speak and understand German, right?
Yep,
From I remember,
yes.
Harry Hammer. Okay. So
Yep.
you understood that. So you run up, grab him, slit his throat. Morris.
Do a shield charge. It's not time just yet. I don't want to potentially stab Harry. So I'll do 7 with a stun of 3.
All right. So you run up, you hit him. You don't necessarily knock him out, but he is stunned and kind of dazed from the shield hitting him. But he's not out.
All right. Hey, dazed is quiet.
He cannot act. So we'll say we'll go into combat now because that was a surprise round.
I guess Lily will just quick draw her Beowulf and silently.
So just remember, so the range on this thing, I believe it's in your character sheet, is extreme.
That
So
means I
you're
have
going
to
to take
be an
some
extreme to do
big
it?
negatives
Oh, yeah.
shooting outside your range band.
Which is like difficulty increase? or...
Yeah, it's a +3 difficulty to shoot at close range with an extreme weapon.
Oh,
You have to get 4
Jesus.
successes at a minimum.
Just keep that in mind using this weapon.
Oh, I'm never gonna get to use it. We're going in a cave.
I'll never get to use this damn thing.
While we're walking in a cave.
A jerk
Then she
GM, he
won't
gives you
do
this
that.
powerful gun, and I'll never get to use it. You were perfect out there in the field. You could have been sniping guys left and right. So it has to power up. So when you do fire it, it almost needs like a round just to like build a charge, and then it'll fire and it'll take another round to recharge. So keep that in mind as well. This is not a rapid fire like you're going to be taking guys out with a sniper rifle each round. This thing's silent, extreme range, no ammo. There has to be some drawbacks to it, and those are the drawbacks.
Oh, up to you guys.
thumb knife.
I don't have one.
If you don't want to fire, I'll do an order to one of the other ones or something like that.
I don't want to shoot a gun. I don't have a silent weapon. That's my only
Yeah.
one.
Makes sense. We're there.
You know what? You can order peaches.
I would be happy to. Peaches.
So I'll guess Archibald will go, and he will, let's see, for his major action. I'm going to, assuming Peach is nearby, go sick balls. See that? Sick balls. Does that work?
What?
Balls
Sick
work.
balls?
What?
You see,
No
he
one's,
just
no
cocked
one's
their
ever
head.
seen the movie Stand By Me. Oh, I guess it's not out yet. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't come out to the 80s. Sorry, my bad. So
Balls.
Actually,
You
I
never-
have.
you've never seen
Long
Stand By Me?
story.
Come on.
It's been a long time.
Okay, so basically, what I'll okay, no, first what I'll do is I'll do call to action, which will let Peaches take a minor action, move, close the distance. Then I will do my major action will be to direct, and so I'll get to roll a tactics test with my tactics skill. Matt, I'm assuming it's reason tactics. Is that cool?
Yeah. Yep, that works for me.
Can I use my leadership focus for that? Does that make sense to use?
You're gonna order someone around?
Yeah.
With this? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense.
Awesome.
All right. Just because we have a lot of it, and I'll probably get it back, I'll go ahead and use a point of momentum just for funsies, and that's 4 successes.
Wow. Yes.
Actually, technically, I was only supposed to roll as an assist. Is only supposed to roll one die, but I should have only rolled 2 die. So ignore the crit. Ignore the
Okay.
crit.
Still, you
Yeah.
succeeded.
Yeah, I still succeeded, and so that means Peaches already has 2 successes on her attack.
Peaches dives for the throat. It's fighting. What is it? Agility, right? For
Mhm.
the attack. So 3 successes.
One
Peaches
success.
is extra.
13
Oh,
fighting.
but I get to add Jeff's too.
Yep.
Oh
3
my
successes.
god! All right, yeah, go for
So
it.
Peaches has a ability that I think creatures have, which is grasping. I don't know what it is.
This little cocker spaniel is gonna kill a German soldier.
So she gets 2
balls.
extra dice to her attack for the extra successes.
Hmm.
You already took a pretty good hit.
3 damage.
Yeah, and grasping 1, I guess. I don't know what grasping does.
So how does Peaches attack this soldier?
Oh, Peaches is a trained hunter dog. She goes straight for the throat and just like rips till the body stops moving.
So
And
she
then just sits
leaps
there
up
and stares at it.
and goes for the jugular and he's trying to shake this dog off, and this little dog's hanging on, just clenched and biting into his jugular, and blood is just pouring and spewing down his throat and over his uniform before he gurgles on the blood and slumps down dead.
Wonderful creature you have there, River Bee. Well done.
Yes, I mean King Charles get orange from blood, not from birth.
Wow.
Fascinating. Learned something new today.
I'm really beginning to like you, Miss Riverbee, and that's a mighty fine dog.
Not gonna lie, Evan, I was eagerly anticipating that. I wanted to see what
Peaches in action. Well, I think seeing
She's actually better than she's pretty good.
Yeah, no, 13's really solid.
I think this is a good time to stop to do this week's giveaway with Peaches slaughtering a soldier and killing them, and everybody's shocked that this little cocker spaniel is such a killer. So we're giving away a PDF copy of the complete adventures. So it's all of the short adventures they've released so far for Achtung, Cthulhu. How many are in it, Aaron? Is it 5 or 6 at this point?
I think it's 6.
I think
but
it's
don't
6
quote me on that.
adventures. So you're going to get a PDF copy of the complete adventure dossier, was what we're giving away this week. So whatever needs to do is put a certain word in the chat. The word this week, the keyword to make sure that you are eligible, is Pavel. 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 So go ahead and type Pavel in the chat, and we're going to do a quick draw to see who's going to win a PDF copy of the The Adventure Dossier.
To find out that Pavel is the goat in the hole.
Well, I think Gregor would be his first disciple, first in his
Yes.
class, after all.
Pavel.
Of course.
Oh, man, that would make things
And then
really
Marple would be
awkward.
the second one.
Mm.
All right, we're getting some Pavels. Get some more Pavels in there. Enter to win.
Oh, yes, more Pavels.
More
And then
Pavels.
next week, Matt, we're
Oh,
starting to give
more
away physical
Pavels.
copies,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So starting next week, it's
Mm.
all physical books from here on out. Like I said, Modifius has been
Ooh.
extremely generous with these prizes. So week 1 and 2 are PDFs. From here on out, it is all physical books that we're giving away. So you definitely want to come back for those. But this week it is the PDF missions bundle.
Yes, yes. I'm trying to remember how to do Pavel's voice. I forget how.
Yes,
Yes, I'm Pavel Voracek. I it used to just be, I am Big Farba. I am That's how I would get into it.
All right.
Sorry.
We got 8 entrants so far out of the 20 people here watching. Anybody else getting in that before we roll it? 3, 2, 1.
Hey,
Bert!
Bert!
Yeah!
All right, Bert.
Woo!
Shoot me. Here, I'll shoot you a quick message. I need your drive through RPG. Congratulations, Bert. Why won't it let me message you? So yes, next week, real books. Sorry. The fun of doing this live. All right. Message sent to Bert. I guess I could have also messaged Bert in Discord. But there we go. Message sent to Bert. We will get back to the action now. Congratulations. Couldn't have gone to a better man. So
because Harry's going to do a quick search of the body to see what
Yes.
these guys are armed with and what kind of, if they've got any kind of ID or anything.
Yeah, so you
Also-
search them. They standard issue gear on these guys. Nothing out of the ordinary. They don't have any orders or papers or intel on them. These are just straight German infantrymen.
What are they armed with?
They are armed with, what do my infantrymen always carry? They have a Walther P series, and they both have MP40s on them.
No grenades.
No, these guys do not have
Okay.
grenades.
So just try to shove them kind of into part of the rocky outcropping, just so they're not quite as obvious before we continue on after the truck.
If Peaches hadn't made such a bloody mess on the second one, you would have had a clean uniform to wear. But there's blood all over both these uniforms now at this point.
Yeah.
Don't
Changing
dog
would
my
have taken
dog.
too much time anyway.
How dare you insult Peaches? It's wrong.
You're next.
Oh, me?
Coming for you, Game Master. I'm coming for you.
So you guys continue to use the truck as the way down. As you're descending deeper and deeper in this, you can see that there's like lines and caves and channels that have been carved off of this main one and just kind of like stop and end, or some of them have caved in. But you keep making your way down further and further. You're trailing behind this truck. When all of a sudden, in front of you, you see this big, wide open chamber. And I'm going to share a picture here with you guys again.
Well, I'm gonna stand in extreme range. I'm gonna go all the way to the end of the tunnel so I can see it.
Yes.
as
Well,
far
it's a
as I
long
can
tunnel
reach.
down. It is a long tunnel down, and I'm going to show you. You see this big, massive dig site. There are these like green crystals coming up out of the ground. There are these strange obelisks all over the place. There is the truck is heading off to the west side, and there's crates piled up to where it's driving. There are soldiers everywhere, and there's this big, large, 5-sided, almost pentagram shaped structure in the middle, and it's like 50 feet tall at least, smooth stone. You can see that there's tents set up on top. There are more crates up there. You can actually from here make out a couple of Black Sun troopers up there. There seems to be a commanding officer down on the ground, and he's kind of commanding and ordering around the other German infantry that are all around here. He's telling them to, like, you can see he's motioning to the crates and the boxes that are piled up as the truck's coming towards them. And there seems to be like a hive of activity in this strange cave that they've uncovered with all these crystals coming up out of the ground and obelisks. No one really seems to pay attention to you, or because you're still up in this cave leading down into the opening. I'm assuming you've stopped once you see this and it's all illuminated and lit up, and this hive of activity going on in here.
Question,
Answer.
Mr. Game Master.
Yes.
In the image, there is, it looks like some sort of winged lizard-like beast inside of
in the left-hand corner. Bottom
yes.
Yeah.
Can we see that as well?
I will say yes. In some of these crystals or outcroppings in the walls, you can see these strange creatures. They're almost crustacean-like in appearance. They have multiple legs. They have wings. Hammer and Morris have faced one of these before at the bottom of that castle where they acquired the sword. These are Migos. So the two of you have seen these before.
Man.
Lieutenant Colonel, those things do not go down easy.
They appear to be trapped in some sort of amber or some such crystal.
For now. What are your orders, sir? This is a bigger operation than I was anticipating.
That stealth and would be most suitable here. See if we can take a few out and somehow get up on top of that structure, whatever that is. Command tents up there. There must be information for us to find.
Understood. Sir, on our way out, is our intent to collapse this cavern or attempt to? Or are we going to try to hold it for Allied research? I only ask because I have a great deal of plastic explosives with me, and I'm more than happy to employ it.
That sounds very fun.
Do we have any specific orders to like keep this stuff, or is it just
no? It was wide open. Here, I'm going to share a picture with people watching at home too, so they can see what this thing looks like. There is the cavern that they see in front of them. This large stone pentagram structure. This strange alien-like creature set in crystal or stone. Truck down there, a big pentagram in the middle of the floor, and the soldiers working away to load up this truck as it arrives.
Suppose depends how thorough we can be with our extermination efforts.
I like it, sir. Understood. Fallback plan.
We were told we have to bring back a sample, though.
Oh yes, we can do that and still blow the thing to high heaven. Obviously, that is not my first preference. There are many things here that I'm sure our scientists would be very curious indeed.
So how many guards do we actually see in the cave?
Us
guards versus workers. Like, I mean, trying to separate the people who are actually...
Yeah, let's make a roll here to determine if you can get a good handle on how many there are actually in this area. So anybody and everybody can roll if you want. It'll just be a reason, observation, and it'll be sight if you have the focus. We'll do a difficulty 2 because there are quite a lot of people moving around. So you'll see them disappear behind obelisks. You'll see them disappear behind this big stone pentagram structure. So you're trying to keep count of everything. Wow. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Good.
Oh. So Riverbee, you're using your scope.
I'm using my Noctwolf telescopic mask, so that's why I was able to lock in and get some good numbers.
So, yeah, I'm about as observant as the Brits are athletic.
So we got 2 successes. Nobody went over 2.
No.
I guess I could roll.
I was trying to figure out because I have a thing called threat awareness, but it's under fighting, and I don't know how it comes into play. And it's all about like ambushes and attacks, like being able to detect readiness and things like that. But it's not under observation; it's under fighting. So I don't know.
So it would be like in the middle of combat, you could like assess and maybe find like a weakness or an advantage in battle.
Yeah,
That might
Or
be.
it's good for setting up an ambush. Like if you're like going, okay, I want to set up an
Yeah.
ambush, then you could
Yeah.
use fighting, fighting reason or fighting something like that to do a threat assessment.
I will use a momentum just for this insight observation. 2 successes.
Okay. Sure. And I said difficulty 2, right? To get a grasp on everything. So 2 successes. Between the 5 of you, you count 15 German infantry, 2 Black Sun troopers, and 1 like officer who's ordering them around. But you're pretty sure you've got all of them.
And do we notice any sort of like alarm system or something that could be triggered in case there was like, does she see that specifically?
You got 2 successes, right?
Mhm.
You don't see any alarm, but you do see that there's a large pile of crates that are marked explosive, and some of the Germans are setting up explosives down here. It's like they're
Wow.
rigging up this place to blow it up.
Like enough to blow up the whole thing or blow
To
up
cave
like,
it in, yeah.
crystals?
To cave
Oh,
it in.
okay.
It looks like the remaining crates are probably going to be enough to just fit in this truck. This might be the last load. And that would also make sense with the skeleton crew that you guys have seen here.
Looks like they don't want us to have this cave, so it makes me want to keep it intact, sir.
So it makes me curious what it is they carted off and away from here. Why they're in such a hurry.
Maybe we take the officer alive for questioning and just remove the rest of the obstacles. Are they set up in any kind of particular patrol pattern, or they have guard stations?
No. So there is an outpost tower up top of that large stone structure in the middle. And you see that the 2 Black Sun troops are up there, and they're observing and kind of watching everything else going on. There are some also German infantry up there, 3 or 4 of them, but they're more preoccupied with like packing up things that are on top of that large stone structure, whereas the 2 Black Sun troopers are scanning and basically watching over everything else. The other German infantry are just like, they're doing grunt work. They're packaging things up. You can see them lifting these big crystals and putting them into crates and nailing them shut. Other guys are piling crates up to where this truck's going to park. Others are getting ready to fill this crate up. Guys are using the pulley and lever to lower crates from the top of that stone structure down. Other than the 2 Black Sun troopers, nobody else is really watching or observing the area. There's no set patrols or anything like that.
Sir, I think if we're going to get to the top of that and engage them directly, we're going to need German uniforms. I think subterfuge is the only way to get up there without serious casualties on our side.
We have one already.
Did we take the other ones? I wasn't sure if we took it or not.
They were both covered in blood, because one got his throat cut and the other one, he smashed his face, and then the dog ripped its throat open.
Yes. Okay. Well, I suppose we should find some...
That is, unless... Mr. Marple, are you capable of teleporting us up there, or making us look like Germans, or...
Yes. That'd be very useful.
No, I not in that respect. But do you need say a diversion?
What do you
That
have
might
in
work
mind?
as well.
All right. From what I remember, from the like trucks. Don't they explode when they get set on fire?
Yeah, but I think we might want to drive the truck out of here with everything they're taking out with them.
Fair. Let me see here. Why don't we? Oh, I know. We could dress in the Germans' uniforms and go running, like holding our necks. Oh my gosh, there's like enemies coming. And then they'll leave us, and then they'll like run past us to help. And while everybody's like diverted, we'll like scoot up there. And yeah, absolutely.
Who here speaks German? Hammer?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. I suppose that could work.
I volunteer to have my throat cut out because I won't have to.
What?
Peaches, cut her throat out.
While this really bad plans are being tossed around, Lily wants to look at the pulley system, and she wants to see like how many people are operating it and how many people are like looking at it go up and down. And she wants
Sure.
to a moment where,
So-
let's say there's like X amount,
Yeah.
right?
So
He
there's
wants to
one that's
shoot the
operating
rope.
it on top. So lowering it, but so remember how I said there's 3 troops, like standard infantry up top? So 2 of them are like bringing crates over and loading them. One guy is operating it, bringing it down. So all 3 of them are occupied with that. And there's 2 infantry that will be waiting at the bottom once it gets down there to take the crate and bring it over to the pile of others to be loaded onto the truck.
Yeah, so I think her idea is to shoot the rope that the pulley is on so that it falls on the 2 people on the bottom, and that will give us the diversion.
All right.
Get
And you
going.
are at extreme range here, Lily.
And
I know
it's
you're worried you're
silent.
going into a cave with a sniper rifle, but I did...
And it's silent, so try to make like a natural like rope fring, like it's like
No sound, no muzzle flash. This thing will
Yes.
just break. Now you are shooting a very small object, so this is going to be quite difficult. You're shooting a rope at extreme distance. Are you ready for this?
So do we want to, the rest of us, do we want to move in closer to be near the tower before
so.
the shot so we can be
Yes.
prepared to move up during the distraction?
Yes.
I'm going to share with you also a map of the cave to give you an idea. It's very accurate and similar to what you guys saw in that image. But here is the cave complex. So you're at the telegraph lights in the southeast corner. That's where you're coming in. Just to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at. It's elevation sloping down. You've got the truck on the northwest. You've got that big stone structure in the very middle. You've got these geodes everywhere popping up, these obelisks everywhere. And you're looking straight like down and in.
So can we move along the northern wall behind all of these pillars and then come up in the shadow of the truck and be positioned behind the truck so that when the diversion starts, we can move up to the scaffolding and start to make our way up?
You can make some rolls to make your way over there, yes.
That sounds like a yes to me.
That sounds like a
Agility.
sounds like a guaranteed success. Guaranteed.
Agility athletics. That's what we rolled last time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That all over again. But yes, you can roll for it. 100%.
is it just one success?
Wait, why are we rolling athletics and not stealth?
Oh. Yes, you are correct. Stealth. Thank you.
Would
Agility stealth.
coordination? Would it be coordination stealth?
Are you? Is that a better stat for you? Is that why?
Yes, but I do actually think it's coordination.
That makes sense. I'll give you coordination stealth.
Yes.
Even though the adventure does say agility stealth,
Coordination's more like hand-eye, and agility is more like
No,
your
I know.
movement.
It's just an old man.
an old man.
Doesn't have any
The adventure
agility
does
left.
say agility stealth.
No, that's cool.
Yes, so I can re-roll agility stealth.
Sure, reroll.
Oh.
Is it just one success?
I'll give you one success because it is a buzzing with activity. Are you hanging back, Lily, though, to take your shot before as they're all moving up? Because I think they want to get in a
Yes.
position for you to shoot. Is that correct, guys?
Correct.
Yep. Yeah, we want to be positioned so that when the diversion goes, we can start up, and then Lily can sit back and just start sniping.
Old man,
Wow.
look at you,
I was a hero of the Great War, veteran.
I believe it.
Sir.
You're-
I've
Sir
been knighted
Cunningham.
by King George himself, and afterwards, well, we drank ourselves into the late eve, and
And-
he was quite formidable on the badminton court.
Do you take on squires? Because, wow.
Master
Can't believe we
Sergeant
all
Morris,
succeeded.
Master Sergeant Morris, you
You
are
all
far too qualified to be my squire. Marple, on
Okay.
the other hand, perhaps.
So, you guys sneak through. There are lights that they've brought in here and wired in, and they create shadows. These geodes also let off this like faint green light. Nobody failed, eh? Too bad. I wanted bad things to happen. So, you make your way through the big obelisks. They're like pentagonal columns, and they dot the whole cave, and they bear strange signs. Roger, I'll say elder signs. You may have seen or heard of these before. Some have fallen, some have knocked over, so use these as cover. They tower much taller than all of you. They're probably 12, 15 feet high. And also these geodes are all around. Like I said, they're like an olive green color. And you can see almost like fossilized remains floating in them. You don't know of what, but there's remains of something, like different bits and pieces. Nothing's complete, but you can see it's almost like shells, pieces of like shelled kind of armor or a body that are floating around in there.
Was one of these pools near where we're hiding by chance?
These were the geodes. Geodes, and they call them defense pylons, those like stone obelisks that are all over the place. The pentagonal columns, and those are the ones that are etched with like elder script all the way up and down them.
We moved into cover on the north side of the truck.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so Lily, you're gonna need, I'm gonna say 3 successes to shoot a rope.
Okay. Lily will spend a fortune, so she gets
Automatic crit.
Automatic crit.
Ooh.
and then I roll my 2 normal dice.
Because one of your dice will be a crit, and then you
Okay.
roll
And then
whatever
I'm
other
aiming,
dice.
so I get the +2.
Okay.
Or the extra
Yes.
dice, so 2 dice. Okay.
And you have momentum as well if you.
You do have momentum if you want to spend it.
And I'll
'Cause you
spend
can't
one
s-
momentum.
Because you can't
Yep.
spend it after you've rolled.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
So we'll do three extra dice on top of the crit.
All you
so
need
it's
is
just a
one
normal
success
attack.
then.
Oh, let me go to the actual weapon. That'll probably help. Coordination, focus.
So exciting.
Boom. This thing fires. There's little to no kick to it when you fire it. And it's just like there's no muzzle flash, but almost like a little plume of smoke or steam is let out at the end of the gun. And next thing you know, the rope is breaking and the crate is coming crashing down. There's no sound, there's no nothing. You're amazed. You look down at this weapon, you're just like, where have you been all my life? As you shoot it. And it lets off a little hum. And what you assume is like recharging for the next shot. All right, so the rest of you are in cover. So the north, all of a sudden, this rope gives way. This crate comes crashing down, lands on top of 2 of the soldiers, crushing and killing them. And they're shouting and pandemonium going on. People are shouting, they're screaming, they're pointing. They're running over to see what's happened to these 2 soldiers. The commander comes over and he's yelling up at the guys on the pulley, demanding answers on what's happened. He's pointing his guys around. The Black Sun Troopers, you look up at them. They're looking down. They're on alert now, looking in every direction. What do you want to do?
I think this is where we would break from cover to join the pandemonium and make our way to the scaffolding and start to make our way up.
Mm-hmm.
Looking like we were going up with a purpose, like
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to be there.
But you're not wearing German uniforms, correct?
No, we're not.
You're wearing civil. Okay.
We're hoping in the confusion that that'll work.
That's
And
tough.
Lilia
This is
will
a
keep
fabulous
shooting,
plan.
so just
This
let me know when Lily can shoot again.
This is tough.
This
Yeah.
has the Cottingham seal of approval.
This is this is tough. This one. Okay.
Nothing could go wrong.
Woo!
Going to live forever.
Woo! Okay.
All our stealth missions always go great.
They do.
We actually succeeded. We're very
True.
well.
This
hidden
one
right
has
now.
worked so far. I mean, this is
Yeah.
much as a stealth you can get.
Agility, stealth. I'll say difficulty 1 for now because you have caused quite a distraction. So you want to go behind the stone structure, right? This big stone structure in the middle. You kind of want to circumnavigate around the commotion. Is that correct? Because you're on the north side of it now,
Right.
and you want to go
Yeah.
like clockwise. I'm assuming because the scaffolding's at the front. The scaffolding's like
Right.
facing
Yeah, we
where
wanna-
you guys came in. So you want to go
Yeah.
clockwise around the structure.
Yeah, we want to circle around the structure, move into the scaffolding, and
Okay.
then start our way up the ladder.
Okay,
Mhm.
because everybody's
Well,
going to the north
one
side to investigate this
Right.
crate that has
Right.
fallen. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead and roll. Let's see what happens.
You have a momentum. We have some-
Yeah, I'm going to take a point of momentum because I am not super agile. And definitely not stealthy.
I'll take a point of momentum
Yes.
too.
Woo!
Wow. Okay.
How do you do that twice in a row?
Roger, are you complicating me or are you giving me threat?
Let's do a complication.
Let's do it.
All right, so you're all skulking around. You're not making a noise. You're sticking to the shadows. You're using this to your advantage. And as you get on the east side, so on the back side of this structure, there are a couple of soldiers back there. And with them, Hammer and Morris is a familiar sight. You see a giant, massive, hulking, armored Noctwolf stormtrooper standing there on the backside of this large stone structure. Do you remember facing one of these before, Morris?
Yes.
This is a
I
big
do.
armored robotic
do.
massive Nazi war machine soldier.
Major Hammer just goes, mother puss buckets.
He's got
I
a
don't think
big
it's sword time. I don't think it's sword time yet, but it may be, Sergeant Morris.
massive axe in one hand, a gun that's fused to his other arm. He hasn't noticed you, but it's there, we'll say. Spend some threat on that. Cash in some threat. So things have
So-
just gotten worse.
So he blocks our path to
He's standing there with
to
two
circle
infantry. Yep.
the 2 infantry.
I got it.
I know.
Archibald is going to turn to Morris, and he's going to decisively say to him,
Because I just think it's fun. Let's just fucking go. Like, let's
Straight
just
out of
do it.
Wolfenstein,
Let's
big,
just
massive,
do it.
armored,
Let's just do
robotic
it.
Nazi soldier.
So, I would like to, if I can. We're not technically in combat. but
You're
could
not
I-
combat. Technically, we could say this is a surprise round. I
I
will.
was wondering if I could give him the effect of my direct, as if I'm giving him a directive order, which allows me to roll tactics to assist him. Like tell him to go do this, basically. So he can have an assistance of
To go
Morris
attack
gets
this
up.
thing?
Yes.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
So excited.
I will
Are
say-
you using your sword again on this thing?
Oh God, yes. Of course I am.
I'll say, me,
Yeah, Harry backs up a little bit. He's like,
Master Sergeant, the time is now. Show me what you can do with that thing. Sick balls.
Perfect.
Sick balls.
So let me roll my tactics test.
It's your
and I'll-
battle charge.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna
I
take.
didn't know it was gonna be like this.
Yeah,
Boop.
we'll
Let's
put
move
it
you
there.
guys over here. We got a little map going on. You have to zoom out. But I've moved you to where you're at. We'll say approximately on that map. Sick balls.
You you get
Mhm.
2 extra successes on your
Ooh.
attack
From Lieutenant Colonel Sergeant Cotting.
I love it. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to invoke my Army of One talent. So as he's about to draw the blade, the eyes start glowing red, his front 2 canine teeth kind of elongate a little bit, and he just goes crazy. He's gonna give himself the piercing quality on this attack.
Of course.
Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll do that. I mean, the old knights to knock him out. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so with my first attack, I get 3 dice, and that'll be 3 successes.
So you're running at him with the sword, is that correct?
Just charging straight at it. 5
5
successes,
successes.
actually.
All right. Hey, that's a hit. He can try to stop it, but if I do, that's my turn, right? My
no,
And you parry
in,
for
in
surprise?
melee,
melee.
in
Okay.
melee, it's melee against melee. But if you say a surprise round, he may not get that opportunity.
Oh yeah, I did say this was a surprise round. I did. That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'll do that, and I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna put all 4 of those bonus successes into the damage.
Yes.
Well, if you remember, these things can take a hell of a beating.
I know they can. They can
They
take
got
so
good
much.
armor. Yep, good armor.
They have really good armor and a lot of stress.
I know that they do.
Just reminding you, it's been a while since you faced one of these.
I'm going to
15
do
damage.
15 damage with armor piercing 4.
Armor piercing 4?
Armor piercing 4 and 15 damage, and also 4 stun.
What?
Just
All right, so I
Sergeant
gotta roll
Morris kinda
resilience. Let me roll my.
shoving this thing
Or wait,
in.
do I have to roll it, or it's just whatever my resilience is?
Depends on your
It's
resilience.
what
Yeah.
is
He has
Yeah,
four.
yeah.
He has a
Score
4
is-
resilience.
Okay,
He's
so
not
he's not stunned.
Okay, so you're gonna eat through some of his armor, and some of his armor will stop what you're doing, because he has a lot of armor. So it's-
Actually, Matt,
Yes.
could you roll your defense against because it's automatic. It's an automatic defense, right? Like he just does it, right?
with what? Sorry.
So like with Jeremy's attack, like you actually are you not doing it because it's an ambush, or you're not doing it because you're
I'm
just
not doing because
choosing
it's an
not to?
ambush. I gave you guys a
Okay,
surprise
sorry,
round,
never
so
mind.
I'm not gonna
Never
roll
mind
it.
then. Never mind.
So I'm letting you get like basically this will be your free attack. Like we're gonna go to initiative after this because he's now given up that you guys are there. But this was like your one free thing that you got to do. Is that cool?
That's great. I should
Alright.
probably roll my
Will.
my willpower.
You're psycho.
I mean, look, just because it's a berserker blade, you know, I happen to be I have a focus in discipline. It's fine. It'll be okay.
I had this thing ready on the map for you. This thing's not in the event. For people at home watching this later, this is not the adventure. I just know how resilient these guys are, and I want to spice things up, and as a nice little callback. So that's why it's in here. You can
Turns
also
out
spice up your adventure with really hard Robo-Nazi enemies.
you should. You always should. Yeah, I'll get 2 successes on that actually.
Is it just one for the?
Yeah. So I mean, he is going berserk, but like it's in a focused kind of rage sort of thing. He is just going for the robo balls, not the
The
teammates.
Robo-Balls. Okay.
Good dog.
Sick balls. All right, so all of a sudden you just run up behind this thing, charge with the sword, bang, you hit it, and it's back, and you can feel the blade. You find like a opening, a gap in its armor, and you just push it in there and pull it back out, and all of a sudden it turns around and looks at you and just raises its axe, and the 2 infantry spin around. Whoo.
And also, the other part of they don't like it up them is when you do hit, you get to knock them down.
Oh my god.
So knock this massive thing off its feet.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just
Although I
just
suppose
reading
there's
it.
probably reasonable GM fiat for something this big.
He is scale 1, so that's big.
Yeah.
Just a heads up. Like this is it's huge.
Size of a car.
Yeah.
I
think it's fair to say no. I'm
okay.
just
I was like,
bringing it
I don't
up.
want to be that GM, but I don't know if he would knock him down with that.
That's fair. I get it.
But you did hurt him really bad.
I'm so excited.
Okay. Okay. So
Our turn, right?
it is your turn. We're in initiative. It's your turn. What do you guys want to do? So technically, Morris could go again. If you
Or-
want to.
Or if I don't want to be selfish, but if I could jump in here really
Yes,
quickly,
yes.
I will 2 things. I'll give Major Hammer minor action. Sergeant Morris, I'll whisper, the balls are not fully sicked. Continue.
And I will roll. I will roll my tactics again. I'll do the same thing I did last time. and take
Balls
the-
are not fully sicked.
This is American lingo. I'm trying to, see with him.
All right. All right. So this is with a focus.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You did get a critical success, but 2. Are you giving me threats? Seeing as how we're already in a
We're
complication.
already in a complication. Take the threat. Yes.
Oh
Okay, thank you.
man.
Thank you.
But you get 2 more successes.
Okay. And if it's on the ground, is it easier? No, it's not on the ground. Excuse me. asked a stupid question. Used to asking it for other reasons. All right, so I'll do that.
So this is
Well-
your free action on my turn.
I
You
love
get-
it.
Yes.
Oh my god, so
and you'll
good.
get another one in a second. Don't worry.
And I'll spend the I'll spend 2 momentum to make it a piercing attack.
That is a good idea.
So I just get the 1 hit, but it'd be 3
Ooh,
successes.
I can try to avoid this.
Yep.
So it'd be 3 because he gave me 2.
Okay, you get it.
Okay.
However, I would like. This is actually going to trigger one of my other abilities.
Oh, 'cause this is why you wanted me to re-roll earlier.
Yes, that's why. So whenever you fail a difficulty 3 test, which that's what that would have been because you had 3 successes, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I can burn 2 momentum to introduce a truth that will give us a tactical advantage.
Whoa!
Ooh.
What? This is
Yes, this is opportunist. It is my reaction. When an enemy suffers a complication or fails a skill test with a difficulty 3 or higher, I can spend 2 momentum to immediately create a truth which must represent a tactical advantage, which
Interesting.
lasts until the end of the action scene.
okay.
I'm open to suggestions on this, but I was
Breached armor.
Yes,
From the
that
first
sound-
from the first attack,
Mm.
absolutely
Like he's
Yep.
made like a
So-
whole.
beautiful.
I will reduce his armor. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah, it's fine with me. Yes,
Delightful.
there you go, sir.
All right, so you spent 2. I add 2.
Yeah, you can add the extra if you want to damage. If not, I can add it back to the momentum. But
That's true. I probably will just spend it on the damage. Who am I kidding?
yeah, so we're only at 1 then.
Okay, that's what I'll do. Good times.
Come on.
So 14 damage,
Oh.
4 armor piercing,
4 armor piercing.
4?
4 armor piercing, and 14 damage. I love this Berserker Blade so much.
I know. You've been you've been reunited. All right, you're gonna cause an injury.
Reunited. It feels so good.
He's gonna get an injury on that one.
Nice. I
What
mean-
injury should we give him? Where are you going for?
So the initial one is like a running, leaping stab, and then it kind of comes up. I'm gonna stab from below and crank up. I'm gonna crank the robo balls, just going in right.
You're gonna sick the robo balls.
I mean, we said that we pierced the armor on the initial downward slice. Now it's stabbing in, rending upwards.
Right.
Like
We
kind of
pierced
just
the
between
sack,
the
and
legs.
now we are going.
Like I'm ruining his mobility. Like if we want to be a little less.
Okay, so
grotesque,
mobility. All right, so I'm gonna reduce his mobility. I'll reduce his movement. Okay.
You know, puncture
So
robo
he's-
taint, whatever you want to call
His movement is halved now because of this. So he's spewing oil and blood everywhere. Robo taint. I'm sorry. Okay. My turn.
Actually, because of my decisive plan, we're gonna go ahead and keep the momentum without spending, or keep the initiative without spending momentum. And
Right.
Mr. Morris can now actually take his proper turn, because that was just on my turn.
Oh
Oh.
no.
3rd time's the charm, Mr. Morris.
it. All right.
And you roll for the blade at the end of the round, or every time you? Yeah, end of the round, right? To keep control.
I think it is a round
Yeah, the
thing.
round. Yep.
All right. I'll save that 1 momentum for.
This thing was a big threat the first time we faced it.
It's still a
You're
big threat.
wrecking it this time.
All right. Yeah, we'll save the momentum.
Nice.
You know what? I might actually take some of that extra momentum and spend 2. And at this point, since he's done the army of one thing 3 times, like Sergeant Morris probably is looking borderline full monstrous, as the vampire blood is just really coming into effect. Just the skin gets paler and paler every time he does it. And God, that's just delightful. Just wonderful.
Of course, he gets to try to block it, right?
Yes.
He does.
That's gonna be difficult. Maybe I'll spend some threat. I am sitting on a lot of threat right now.
You should.
But I need 4 successes, right?
You do need 4.
Well, okay, so you hit.
Okay.
What? Roll your damage.
Okay. So I'll spend 2 of the momentum towards making it piercing, and then
Yep.
1. Basically, I'll just get us right back to 1. It's not the best damage.
How
You know
much
what
of
I'll
it's
do?
piercing?
2. So 9 damage, 2 piercing.
Okay.
And his reduced armor.
Yeah. No, I'm taking that into account. Okay.
If needs be, like, I'll spend a fortune point to re-roll some of
He
those.
did take more than 5 damage on this attack. But I'm gonna. He has an ability where the GM can spend threat, tough 1. I can spend 3 threat to ignore an injury inflicted. So I'm gonna spend a bunch of my threat right now, and I'm gonna ignore that injury. So you did hurt him. You damaged him. You took a dent out of his stress. But I am not gonna take an injury from that attack this time around.
So if I spend a fortune point, I can re-roll as many dice as I want to.
Yes.
I'm gonna do that.
You can click specifically the ones you want to re-roll.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna click all the ones that rolled nothing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna re-roll. So now it's actually 16 damage
Oh
with
my
4 armor
God.
piercing.
Okay. I am still spending the threat to stop the injury, but
That's fair.
You really hurt him. He is taken a lot of stress on this attack, but I'm spending the threat not to take an injury. Because normally you would have inflicted like 2 at this point with that attack. So it's 14 damage, 2 piercing.
16 and 4 piercing.
Okay. All right. He is
Now it's your turn.
he's really hurt.
Oh,
You can
so
go
cheap.
now. Very disappointed in you, Mr. Morris.
So now
Very
it's
disappointed.
my turn, you said?
Yeah.
All right, he's going to raise that big trench hatchet and he's going to try to bring it down on Morse's head. After all of this shit he's done to him. I'm going to spend a lot of threat here because I want to try to actually do something.
That's fair.
3 successes. You can roll to avoid.
Okay.
Roll your fighting.
I'll give that a try.
Oh,
Okay, so it hits.
you know, it's only fair. You hit 1 time.
To hit once.
it's a-
I'm spending like you have no idea how much threat I've been sitting on, and I'm spending all of it right now to try and just even
And he's
scratch
probably not gonna hurt
Jeremy.
you.
Oh, should I do it? Should I spend more to get more
You
dice?
Do
should.
it.
Go all out. Do it.
Have some fun.
Oh
with
my
it.
god! That's 11 dice, and I rolled 8 damage on you. So I'm assuming 8 damage does nothing, and it's a stun of 3, and your resilience is higher than 3, is it
My
not?
resilience is higher than 3, and with the 8 damage, for just a brief moment, Sergeant Morris is pushed down to 1 knee. He gets back up.
All right, it's your turn. Go.
Harry, if that's okay, since he's got a free minor action, will use his free minor action to run up to. Hold on.
And no guns have been fired yet.
So the minor action you got from Archibald, you would have used like immediately. So technically, you would have, if you wanted to move. Remember,
Oh, and
because
I'll
I
go
get
ahead
to my
and
turn.
I'll do something else. That
So
I
he
should
would have-
probably do.
Moved up there, and he will strike out with his combat knife. And if it's okay, I'm going to use that point of momentum.
Yep.
'Cause I'm not so good at this. 1 success.
1 success, and he gets to roll to resist. This is just a standard German infantry fighting. 1 success. You hit.
Okay.
Six damage,
7 damage. It's vicious one. It's vicious, so.
Okay. You're gonna cause an injury though. It's more than 5 damage in a hit.
Yep.
Okay. He only has 1 injury, so so it's not all of his stress, but you've managed to cause an injury. So how are you gonna kill him?
So I think Harry's running up on him in the shadows, and he's turned to look at Sergeant Morris, this madman with this giant Flamberger sword, hacking to pieces one of these Noctwolf super commandos. And Harry just comes up, puts his hand quickly over his mouth, and just shoves the knife into his heart. Little twist, pull it out, drop him.
All right, my turn. You guys have been so quiet until now. All right, one of the Germans is going to open fire on Morris and miss, but he is the closest target, so he's going to open fire. He's going to move up to close quarters combat, which is about there, we'll say, and he's going to fire at you with his MP40 and miss spectacularly. Just so all of a sudden automatic fire goes off and it rings out and echoes in this cave. But he misses you, Morris, because he's just kind of he sees you, he looks over at you, and you look at him, and you got the fangs. You cackle at him, and he misses even at that close a range. Back to you.
I'm assuming Lily hears the gunfire now.
Yeah,
yes,
so
Lily would hear that.
was trained on the officer the whole entire time. She was waiting for them to either fuck up or him to like give actual directive orders.
Okay.
And so the second she hears the gunshot, right to the head.
Do you want to do it? Okay, if you do head, I'm going to make it more difficult. If you want to just shoot him, it'll just be a standard roll.
I mean, he's probably gonna die, so I'll just shoot him.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. You're at extreme range. So just roll it. Straight roll. All you need is the
I'll
one
spend
success.
the momentum, and then I'm aiming, so I get the extra dice for free, and gives an extra piercing to the gun.
Look at his stats. Lieutenant Ernst Danzig. Let's see his stats. Oh my
All right. So
Oh my god.
this is gonna hurt a little. Well, let me put
But
it
his
back
truth
to
is, he's a
1.
father to his men. How could you do this to him?
Oh,
It's easy.
no.
Four successes with a sniper rifle. That's a thing.
Okay.
Oh, no
Takes
effects though.
9. I got no effects. Yeah. It's actually
Straight
bad.
9 damage?
You could spend a fortune point to re-roll.
Yeah, I guess I will. Since this is a pretty.
I will say this. So we're going to end like after this round, and we'll be back next week to pick up this combat. But we're really close to the end of this chapter. So keep that in mind with fortune. Save
I
some
will
for next
spend
week,
it.
but if you want to spend one tonight, go
1,
for it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's better. So it's 8 armor piercing.
Okay.
And then there's some additional things that are on this weapon. So it has the quality backlash, which means he takes stress equal to 4, mental or physical up to you.
Okay.
And that goes to me as the attacker.
You take the stress.
Yes. From the shot of the gun.
I'm going to say mental. Because when you fire, I'm going to say you get a glimpse of the big stormtrooper, the Noctwolf stormtrooper over there, and you're going to take some mental stress.
Okay. And then it also has persistent, which means he suffers 4 stress at the start of his turn.
He's not going to survive. So how did you kill this guy?
It's like what's that movie called where the guy uses like the air thing? No Country
No
for Old
Country
Men.
for Old
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that. You just see right between his eyes, just like air, just and
And
just
then-
no sound. And just
and
all of a
then-
sudden he falls.
Yes, just blood splatters all over the canvas on the truck, and he falls, and the men start looking around in panic. You can see the 2 Black Sun troopers who are up high. They've got their gun raised. They're looking everywhere. They heard the MP40. They're looking in that direction. The other one's looking in your direction, but you let off no shot. There was no sound. I think we're just left with Roger to act, and then we'll call it for this week.
So what I'll do is there's that pillar that's just right there. I'll move up.
That one?
That specific one.
'Kay.
Specific. So I'm taking the commander with me. Anyways, I'm gonna move up
Put
to
me down, Mabel.
Mabel.
So yeah, so I'm just gonna go up behind the column here, and I'm gonna start prepping for spells from there, for sure. But that's all I can do.
You're gonna start prepping spells? Okay. I'm not gonna have the rest of my guys act until next round because they were just tipped off that this is going on here, and I think it's only fair that they now enter next round instead of having them all shoot at you all at once. So we're gonna leave off there. We're gonna turn next week. It's gonna be a combat session, as you can tell. We've got like 20 plus guys in this room, but should be good. I promised you we get into the strange, we get into the weird faster in this one than we did in Shadows. And it's here. We're already getting some elder creatures and such, and weird things going on down in this pit. So we'll back next week, Thursday, the next part. So let's do the round table and talk about what everybody's going on. Jeremy, tell me about this Patreon, please.
Yeah, Aaron Reese on Patreon. You've got comic books, maps, tokens, some RPG assets. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
Check it out. I'll drop the link as soon as I find it. Megan, what did you play? You played some board games yesterday. What did you play?
I played Jaws again because it's awesome, and I wanted to play the shark. Yep.
Did you play the shark?
I did. I lost, but it was close. I took some blood, or made the players bleed their own blood.
Very nice. Very nice. Bleed their own blood as opposed to bleeding somebody else's blood.
Who knows?
Aaron, what do you got going on for games between now and next Thursday?
Next week's actually pretty light. Garblag on Tuesday has Coriolis with Millie, I believe. Then Wednesday I will be playing in Garblag Games' Soulbound, Age of Sigmar campaign that's going to be run by Dan. That'll be at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Thursday, Lewis is going to be back running more of the One Ring on Garblag Games. Sadly, I have to work and I cannot join them for that kind of fun, but I'll be back here next Thursday night to, cause havoc and push some Nazis.
Nice. Next Thursday's not Thanksgiving for you guys, is it?
No.
Following Thursday. Jeff, what's going on in the Lollygaggers?
Yeah, man. Tomorrow we are playing some Mothership. We are continuing our Gradient Descent, maybe finishing. I don't know. We're not sure, as we're kind of at a weird stage where it could end. Then on Saturday we are playing One Ring. So we're continuing our One Ring second edition campaign. Monday, Matt and Jeremy are going to be over on the channel as we're going to be starting up Call of Cthulhu, Horror on the Orient Express. Just character creation. We have 15 years to look forward to of Horror on the Orient Express content over on the twitch.tv. And then on Tuesday, we're going to be doing some Haunted West as our buddy Steven is actually running that game. And I'm just sitting around as a player, but it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. And Evan, anything? Nothing.
No.
I ask just in case. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Modifius for providing this preview adventure that we're running. Thank you to them for the awesome prizes. Congratulations to Bert on winning the missions dossier. And starting next week, we're giving away physical prizes. So make sure you're here live with us Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, to start winning some real books you can hold in your hands. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next week, Thursday.